Welcome in, everybody. By now, we know that the parents of missing baby Emmanuel Harrow have been arrested. Thank goodness. But where is he? I'm going to do another tarot reading. But first, I want to just have a few seconds to chat with you and again watch them being arrested, because that moment is glorious for all of us, because we know that these people were not innocent. We knew that from the beginning. And so, yes, I want to go and show that clip to you. And I also want to remind you that I did a reading where I said he was killed in the house, and I had a vision of him being hit and knocked down. And now we're hearing that there was significant amount of blood found on the carpet or the floorboards that was removed, that the police have come out and made a statement that they believe he is deceased and they are still looking for him. So stick around and I'm going to do a reading and we're going to try to figure out where he is. But I just wanted to remind everybody, because if you're new here, welcome in. I did a video on Jack and Lily where I asked if the police have fudged the investigation. I literally lost subscribers on that video, had thumbs down and lost subscribers. Y'all, if you're new here, I work as a psychic medium, as a volunteer, okay, with the Find Me group. Give me a chance to show you that, yes, I will never be 100% correct, but I'm actually pretty darn accurate in a lot of these cases. So just because you don't like the outcome of the reading, give me a chance, because that reading came out. And then 2 days later, yesterday, the police came out saying they're now considering it a cold case. Okay. So I was right when I said, did they botch the investigation? Because do any of us following Jack and Lily think that they walked out the back door on their own? No, none of us do. But they took that position with the parents early on, and did they miss important clues? Now they're calling it a cold case 3 months in. So, all that to say, please give me a chance if you're new here. Stick around. See what I have to say. See the images and the visions that I get. What do the cards say? Before you decide you don't like me, unsubscribe just because you don't like the content of the video's outcome doesn't mean I'm not right, okay? So I just want to remind you here, I was the one that said that I think this child was hit in the house, killed in the house. I had a vision of him being hit in the house. And now the police are reporting they believe that to be the case and took away carpet and floorboards stained with massive amounts of blood. Okay. So I'm going to show you again now a quick clip, because this will never get old for me, because this baby deserves justice, but they still have not found him. And we need to bring him home. We need to bring him home. But first, let's just watch together, okay, the camera, the shot that shows him, the parents rather, being arrested, because this is some sort of justice. This is the start of justice. And by the way, shout out to Dolly Vision for being on site. I truly hope to be able to build my channel large enough to be in a position to go and search for these missing kids and do what Dolly did, being there waiting for arrests. That's my goal. So if you've been watching and you haven't yet subbed up, please do that. Help me out so I can bring this channel's growth up quickly, so I can get out there and start to do more boots on the ground in these cases, okay? So let's watch this, because this will never get old. Whether you've seen it before or not, this will never get old, in my opinion. This is the beginning. Now they have to make these charges stick, which is why I want to help them find the baby, because that's so important. That's the final nail in the coffin that would really, I think, assure there's no chance these people are getting out, when they could find the baby and match the blood to his DNA and whatever condition he's in. God bless his soul. Okay, let's watch. Oh, hallelujah. These police deserve praise. Praise for these police officers. Look at this. Jake in his bare feet. Jake in his bare feet. No empathy for them, and none. They don't deserve empathy. Absolutely don't deserve any empathy after what he's done to multiple children. He's a monster. Monster. Good job, men. Good job, men. Ladies as well. I'm sure there's some ladies on that police force. Good job. They were
Thank
not
you for watching. Subscribe.
they were not playing around, right? They were not playing around. They bulldozed down through the fences, went in at 7 o'clock in the morning, were reportedly arrested and came out handcuffed around 7:40 something. So they were not playing around. But what we learned, let me show you. I'm sure you've heard it before, but I'm just going to remind you because I said this before this came out. He was killed in the house, in my opinion. I had a vision of him being hit.
And
Watch
there's
this.
more news that is still emerging about this case, even at this hour. Here to take us through all of the latest developments, we've got true crime reporter Annie Elise, who hosts the podcast Seriously with Annie Elise. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Annie. First of all, do you know anything more about exactly what happened when the Harrows were arrested today?
Hi, Brian. Good to see you. No, so as far as the information, about 30 minutes ago, it was released that Jake has too been charged with murder with malice. In terms of the arrest itself, it's my understanding that law enforcement came out in droves and around 7 a.m. this morning, coming up, approaching the house and booked them and took them into custody around 7:45 a.m. Shortly after that, it was chaotic on the scene. Media was showing up, bystanders were showing up, and that's when they started doing the search of the property. They blocked off the streets, put the crime scene tape up. To your point, they started looking all around the scene. They were dumping out garbage bins, going through the trash, searching that shed that was also adjacent to the property. And it's my
Yeah, and some other channels, I'm sure you've seen it, showed forensics trucks there, officers collecting garbage, testing it, compiling stuff from the garbage that they had out back, and obviously looked like they had some evidence that they were collecting. It's also rumored that they had thrown away his clothes and baby pictures. I mean, who is stupid enough to do that while you're claiming the kid was kidnapped? I mean, thank God these two are not super intelligent and they got caught. Thank God. With any justice, this gentleman, Jake, if we can call him that, will never see the light of day. And her as well. And I have, we had that clip where we saw her the day before their arrests on her own in that white shirt at the police station. Like, I had just wished she had done the right thing because I do believe she suffered from some domestic violence in this relationship. But she, at that point, would have had police protection and really wouldn't have anything to fear about from Jake if she had spoken out against it. So it's unfortunate that she played along, and so now she's going to go down with him. And we really don't know yet the extent of her involvement. But I think he killed the baby, which is what came up in my first reading and my vision. And again, I'm going to get to a reading here in about 2 minutes after we watch the rest of this clip. Uh, but why would she, with the bruises on her face, continue to play the charade? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what kind of mental state she was in, but it doesn't seem to me like she played the right cards here. Unfortunately, regrettably for her.
understanding, they also had been removing some
And I'm
floorboards
not
from inside the house that potentially had blood on them.
I'm not saying she's innocent, by the way, by any means. I'm not saying she's innocent.
Removing some floorboards from inside the house that potentially had blood on them.
Oh, that's just terrible, Annie. I'm looking at the video here. We can see they had the SWAT team out there, and there he is being taken out in the handcuffs. Wow. What do you make of where baby Emmanuel is? I mean, obviously we're all holding on to hope, but is there any new information about where he might be?
Unfortunately, at this point, because there has not been a family member who has said they have had eyes on him in the last month now, I think that it can be a very broad search. And Cabazon and the whole
A
area
month.
down there, it's desert. It's so much landscape. It's vast. It's so much dirt that he could be anywhere. And if somebody hasn't laid eyes on him in weeks, that gave them much longer of a lead time to dispose of evidence of his body to drive somewhere far. So I think this may end up being a tough search, although I'm hopeful that they were reckless enough with their digital footprint that they will be able to find him soon.
It was interesting. Police said that they gathered digital and electronic evidence. Do we have any idea what that is?
He haven't said specifically, but it's my understanding based on the statement they put out and locals who were talking that they looked through their devices, which we also know Jake Harrow's attorney said they willingly passed those over, looked through different electronics at the house. I would imagine also looking through potential GPSs in the vehicles. So while it hasn't been stated exactly what they found, they did say that some of that digital evidence is what led them to getting the arrest warrant.
And when it comes to the surveillance footage, there are now these reports of Rebecca with a black eye before she reported the baby missing.
We showed that here too.
So there's a few different reports that she was seen with this black eye as early as August 3rd. She also attended a family member's funeral not too long ago, to which this is the footage that a lot of people are looking at and dissecting, where it appears she may have had a black eye and covered it up with makeup. But I do think that out of all of the surveillance footage that people are talking about, the most interesting piece of it is the footage that was reportedly captured from the liquor store across from the Big Five. And we know that there was footage because, again, Jake's attorney yesterday spoke out saying they saw the footage, Rebecca and Jake were shown the footage, and when confronted with, okay, well, what was seen, his response was that it corroborates Rebecca's story, that she fell to the ground.
Yeah, this lawyer, like, he should have really stayed out of it because he really mucked it up for them. In my opinion, he made it worse. I said to y'all, this guy's got to be a friend or something because he's so emotionally invested. Then we find out he was doing this, he was defending them for free, or at least Jake for free. He just, yeah, this guy really did not do them any good because he came up with this ludicrous story of a video being shown where she's dropping to the ground. And then, of course, true crime community, the way it is, like, if you don't know the true crime community, you better educate yourself before you go on camera and claim your client's stories are being justified on camera, because the true crime community did what they do best and found that video clip from that gas liquor store, or at least another store rather, showing a car pulling up, but there was no no Rebecca Harrow coming out of the vehicle, not even the same car. It was a white car, not her red car. um, he said they had no access to cars, and then sure enough, we see them going the day before into their custody hearing, where because they lost custody, there's a restraining order from his prior child, baby's mama, no kidding. So they had their vehicle. Then he said they had no phone, and then JLR showed the receipts, they had a burner phone. So just this lawyer really made them look dumb. I think he's learned his lesson, hopefully, and he's going to keep his mouth shut because he didn't help their cause at all. When you're a lawyer, they have a right to a defense, but coming on here and lying to people like we're all stupid was really a serious mistake of judgment on his part.
But what's interesting is there was no mention of the baby being seen in that footage, no mention of a second person being seen in that footage approaching Rebecca. So because that was announced and released yesterday, I'm curious if that ended up painting them into a corner as well and just being more evidence against them.
Do you think, Annie, that anyone else knew about this? If it's true that they hurt or even killed the baby, do you think there could be anyone else involved?
I think that it would be difficult for other family members not to know what was going on, because again, if nobody had seen him in weeks, and if the older siblings who reportedly were with him that very day of this kidnapping hoax didn't see him, I would imagine maybe they didn't know the extent of what was going on, and there may have been excuses for his absence. but I would imagine that there was some family intel happening. And not to mention these charges, we're talking murder with malice. That isn't something that is accidental or anything that was, a lesser charge even such as manslaughter. This means that this was intentional or with reckless disregard for human life. It is a very serious murder charge.
Thank you for.
Yeah, it is. And thank God they've been caught. So now do all the YouTubey things. I'm going to change the camera settings so you can see the cards. And we're going to get into reading on where he is now. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, we've got Treasure Island. Oh, man. So he was definitely taken somewhere. There's not really any water there because we're in the desert. So let's just see if he was... I'm going to try to do something different. Okay, so these all fell out. Because I know y'all don't like it when you can't see. Those fell out. Those are sloppy falls, though. So this is the best setup I can do because this table has got gloss around it. You can really see through it around the edges. But I try to do the cards that flip on their own versus fall out, because this one flipped over inside the pack. Cleaning house, listening, rock bottom, and metamorphosis and strength all turned over inside the deck. Oh, let's see. I'm going to pull some before we... I'm just going to pull some before we try to put this all together here. I'm going to do it a little differently. These fell out. They kind of were sloppy cards, but okay, I want a few more. Let's see. No, Spirit. Where's Baby Harrow? Help us find Baby Harrow, please. Okay, we've got isolation, distance, trickery, ghost, sore. Yeah. Well, we know he's not with us anymore. At least that's even what the police think, and I think most of us would agree with that at this point. But where is he remains to be seen. So I'm just going to keep pulling a few more cards here. I'm just going to keep pulling. Some of these I'm not even sure I would take because I do them very specifically, but y'all have been critical because I don't, when they don't fall out and they just sloppy fall out, I don't take them. And I understand the difference energetically. You all don't when you're watching, but I do, and I'm the one that's doing the reading. So yeah, anyway, okay. Let's see. I'm going to do one more deck. I'm going to do one more deck, and then we're going to put together and see what we've got here. What we've got. Got a month in here, so I don't know. One of the months came out. What month is this? September. Are they going to find him in September? Wow, that would be really good if they found him in September. Okay, let's see. Crib fell out. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's going down. Okay, this is it. We got lots here. We got lots. I'm gonna just start to turn them over, and then I'm gonna put them together. Like I said, I'm doing this reading differently. Okay, so we have a hermit underground. This makes me feel like he might be buried. We've got something happened in the illusion under the night. Yeah, look at, we've got people looking in the garbage. We got evidence in the garbage. We've got evidence in the garbage of young Jake. Pages are young energy. So they did find evidence in that garbage, which we have seen. We have seen. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is Mama. Is Mama going to speak? Because this is the card about being really clear and speaking. And this is pointed towards where he's at. Is Mom going to finally give it up by September? We got the Hierophant. We got justice is coming. We got justice. This is law. This is law. I'm just doing them in order they flipped out. Is mom going to tell them where they are? It looks like it. It looks like it. This is going to be the transformation in the case that the case needs. Looks like mom's going to come clean at this point. This is what I'm getting. It could change as I continue to read. But yeah, he's up in heaven. There's probably, I'm guessing as well, birds flying around where he's at, which is interesting because I don't normally get that with that card, but I'm getting it with this one, that there's birds circling around where he's buried. Perhaps not buried very deeply or deeply enough. Ghosts, trickery, yeah, they've tricked them for sure. They know they were tricked. And he's at a distance from the home, a decent distance from the home, and isolated in a place of isolation. He's at a decent distance from the home. Well, that's not good. We've got, okay, a rebirth. So there's going to be a rebirth in this case. There's going to be a rebirth. They had to think on their feet. Yeah, they had to think on their feet because I think this was a pattern for Jake to be abusive, but maybe didn't expect this one, is like in my vision, for him to actually die. He hit him. He maybe hit his head. And mom took a leap of faith, believing that dad knew how to cover this up. And now she was not lucky. This is in reverse. Now is your lucky time. Yeah, she wasn't lucky in her decision to stand by dad. I think that was really dumb. But it looks like she may lead them. So he's so far as location goes, we have buried, far away from the home, birds circling. This, oh yeah, this one came out. This was first. So this is a journey. This is about taking a journey. So yeah, somebody, they carried him somewhere. They took him somewhere. I'm wondering if he's in a box. Like, I'm really feeling that he's in a box. Yeah, he's in a box. Higher power. Yeah, he's with the higher power. And it might be that spirit is trying to work on mom. Maybe her ancestors planting ideas in her mind that she can fix this by telling the police where he is. She can do something. Yeah, they tried to clean the house up. We know that. And there was evidence that was found there. Not listening. She's not listening to somebody. She's not listening to the police that have offered her a deal. And now she's hit rock bottom. There's going to be a transformation in this case. I think she might realize she might get her strength. She's going to get her strength, and she's going to lead them to where baby Emmanuel is. Yes. So this is hope. There, it's delayed, but we are going to get the truth out of this. They are going to find him. They're going to start looking, but they are going to get some ideas as to where to look for him. And I think mom is going to be the one that's going to give them the ideas. I think she's going to finally come clean and come to her senses and have some sense of honor and tell them where they're at. But that likely isn't going to happen until September. I'm still trying to get a location other than we know it's far from home, in the forest. Okay. Firecracker. We had the fire card, and I'm wondering if this is going to be like, boom, like it's all of a sudden it's going to happen really quickly when she does give in. But there's a long journey, physical. So I think someone's leaving your life. Yeah, she's going to take the lead and start to tell them, because she's going to realize he's the shark and he's going to turn on her. Now we've got crib. So I'm wondering if he was in the crib when this happened. I'm not sure. But diamond, this is, something sharp. It looks like he hit his head on something sharp. Again, I'm reading these intuitively. Wreath, we've got honor and wreath. I think she's going to want to have sorrow. She's going to come to the realization that she wants his body buried, and that she was really stupid for following this. And I think she's going to start to funnel the police with information on where he's at, and that so he can have the closure and his body laid to rest that he deserves. But yeah, she got caught in this web of lies and deceit, and she's going to work a deal out. Look at that problem to be resolved. She's going to play a different role because she's going to take the lead and lead them to the body. He's somewhere far away, buried in the woods, which not a lot of woods out there, it's desert. So in the mountains, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get a couple more here. Let's see if we can get a couple more. But mom is going to take them to baby Emmanuel. Mom is going to take them to baby Emmanuel. Get back to the basics. Yeah, so they're going to, a period of ill health. She's depression. So she's going to have some depression. She's going to have some depression. Because this is in reverse. People are not thinking highly of her. And yeah, I mean, she doesn't like being painted as a killer. And that's what she's being arrested for with malice, which means intention. The boat. So we had the island and a boat and vacation, kite, vacation, teapot. Man, I don't think he's on a boat. I think he's on, but this is also, you know, a long journey, and also, you know, I think she's willing to carry them along. She's willing to, it's not a vacation, but she's willing to, I feel like there's a breeze where he's at. I feel like the winds are strong. I don't know why I'm saying that, because of the kite, but I feel like with the birds soaring and there might be some breeze that he's probably not deep, but it looks like a long journey. So not anywhere near the home, although they threw out his baby pictures and his clothes. Yeah, a younger woman. So she's going to come clean. She's going to come clean. Mom's going to come clean. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to get an idea of direction. Can we get direction from the home, the direction that they took him to? Far away. I think it's a fair distance. Watch and wait. Watch and wait. Yeah, we're gonna watch it all evolve, man. We're gonna watch it. She's gonna start talking in September, which is only a week from now. Okay. So she knows her worth. She's going to find out her worth in this case, and her worth is going to be lead them to the body, and you're going to get a lighter sentence because Jake's going to turn on you. That's what we're seeing in this reading. I'm just trying to can we get an indication of location, please? Like south, north, east, west. Okay. Slow and steady. She's slowly going to make her way to show them gentle gardener. Yeah, he's underground. We've got stuck in the mud. We've got intention. She doesn't want to be in jail. She wants to take the upper hand. It's going to take a couple of days. We're going through this in a time period of a few days here into September, where she's going to ride the offer, the wave that was given to him. There's the boat. That's what that means. She's going to take that offer. He's somewhere, otherwise she's stuck in the mud. She has to. And I think he's buried somewhere far away, maybe not in the trees, but there's some trees nearby, maybe near the base of the mountain, a decent distance away. I wish I could get east, west, north, south. Let me try another few cards here. Thinker. Yeah, mom is in deep contemplation. TikTok. Yeah, she knows time's running out, man. She knows she's got time to make a deal, but it's running out. Yeah, she's going to tell the truth. There we are. She's going to lead them to the body. So I mean, I guess we don't need to find him. I guess that's what the cards are saying, because mom's going to tell them. Mom is going to tell them. So let's wait and see if this evolves the way the cards are saying. Do the YouTube things. Thanks for being here. Love and light.